Welcome back to the D'Amelio Huskies podcast. Today we are joined by Victor Rosa, a junior on the UConn football team and one of the first D'Amelio Huskies athletes. Over his time at UConn, Victor has grown his social media following, so I'm really excited for him to share his perspective on social media and name, image, and likeness. Hi, Victor.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So first, for those that don't know you, can you just kind of introduce yourself?
I'm Victor Rosa, born in Bristol, Connecticut. Play football here at the University of Connecticut. Yeah.
When did you first start playing football?
Started playing football, I was like 5, 6 years old. Flag football. So for Bristol Bulldogs, that's my first started.
When did you commit to playing football at UConn?
I got my first offer from UConn. UConn was my first offer. I got that COVID year, junior football season. We didn't have football, so during that off season for us, I got my first offer from UConn, and then I committed after my senior season.
Why did you decide to go to UConn? What was it about UConn?
Honestly, I had no intentions to go into UConn when I first got the offer. Had other schools in mind, but Coach Moore came in, Coach E.J. Barthel at the time, running back coach, and I honestly didn't know what position I was going to play, whether it be wide receiver, slot receiver, running back. And then they told me they wanted me to play running back here, and they just under Coach Moore and the new staff that came in, everything was perfect, and committed to that, and I have no regrets.
So obviously you grew up with Donovan Clingan. Was that a factor in you deciding to go to UConn because he was also going to UConn?
Yeah, no, that was not. No, a lot of people ask that. That definitely it's amazing, but our past, like, he dreamed of playing Division I basketball growing up. I dreamed of playing Division I football, and then we're just talking about the schools and our top 5, top 3 left on the list, and it's crazy that it turned out this way.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great, but yeah, no, I did not go commit to play football at the University of Connecticut.
We've established
because my friend plays basketball, and he did not. I committed to UConn first.
Really?
He announced it publicly first, but I committed first. I just told them I was gonna announce it on my mom's birthday to make it something special. So yeah, I committed first.
Yeah.
I committed first. Yeah.
Let's just make
so
it
he
known.
committed because of me.
You both were coming in as freshmen. Did you have any idea that the both of you would kind of have a large impact on UConn athletics?
Yeah, I definitely think so, just because of how our mindsets are and what our work ethic is, So I came in with the new coaching staff as well, and our mindset was to turn the program around from previous UConn to now what we're doing today. And that was the plan, and I was on it, full board. And when I got my opportunity freshman year, I tried to take as much advantage as I could. And then Donovan, Donovan's Donovan. He's a hell of a basketball player. And when he got his opportunity in there, repping in with learning from Sonogo and Coach Hurley and all that stuff, and when he got his opportunity, he did it, did it as well. And he came back for a second year, went off again. Now he's going crazy in the Trailblazers, so it's great.
So with football, how has it been the past 3 years, just as the team's kind of like grown and evolved? Can you just kind of talk about the growth of the team?
I say 2022, we all came in just believing everything Coach Moore and the staff was saying. We all bought in. We were a real brotherhood back then, and we're a brotherhood right now as well. But we're a brotherhood. Each year the team's different, completely different, especially with the transfer portal now. So 2022, that team was special. We took the 111 team and we made our first bowl game in however many years. That Liberty game was very special, So that team, we were real close. And then the next year, it was mostly the same people on the same team, on a team still, but we had new additions and all that stuff, and we expected to have a better year, and then those little one-possession games that we lost made it look like that season was terrible. But that season could have easily been a 7, 8, even 9-win season Whereas the fans and other people see us only win 3 games, it's terrible. So, but we were real close to having a great season that year too. It could go either way. And then this season is another different type of team. But those 1-possession games this year, we're winning those. So we're 7-3 now. We're having a bunch of success, and obviously the new additions through the transfer portal have helped us very well. And yeah, we're rolling.
Yeah, bowl game in sight.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah.
So you were battling an injury, still kind of working through that. How have you handled that adversity?
Yeah, it's been rough this season. You know, in camp I was dealing with a little hamstring, on and off, and then we get to Maryland. Limited reps was this was gonna be the season. This was gonna be a big season for me, and preparing for Merrimack that week in practice, just going to catch a ball, playing football the regular way, jammed the wrong way, and I broke my pinky, severe fracture, and they told me I needed surgery, this and that. So I missed about 4 or 5 weeks with that, and just through the hamstring and the finger, I decided to redshirt this year, save this season. So I do have another game though. So I only playing 4 games in a season is not expected. I never expected to redshirt or whatever they may be. But yeah, it's definitely been tough, but we're battling through it, and I'm just glad the UConn Huskies are doing great.
Yeah,
we're doing great.
But injuries are tough mentally. I had injuries every single year playing softball. How do you handle that mentally?
It's hard. It's hard to handle it mentally. Like your mind's racing 24/7, laying in bed and all that stuff. But you just gotta keep going. At the end of the day, you gotta keep going, and you gotta see the bigger picture. You gotta see the positive side of things. Just remember why you do it, why you play, and it's gonna get better.
Yeah,
definitely gonna get better for sure.
So over your time as a college athlete, you've grown your social media following. How has this year, have you taken a different approach to NIL and your social media now that you're injured? Has that affected you in any way?
Definitely. When you're making plays and doing your thing, I love the camera. I love this type of stuff. I love going here, going there. But then when you're hurt and when you don't feel like you're part of the success and don't feel like you're impacting the team, like having a big role, it's just a different type of thing when you go somewhere here and there and you feel deep down inside like, do I really deserve this? So that's how I've been feeling with all NIL stuff throughout this season, being out, being hurt, or whatever that the case may be. And obviously, like, the pinky is a rough one for me because I get surgery on my pinky. I'm not cleared to play, but my whole body, I feel great, and I can play. Like I played Merrimack with it broke, just with it a little braced up and taped up. So like I was trying to fight to not get surgery, but they told me I needed it. So it was really tough. It's different when you have a big injury and you can't do nothing about it. But when it's a pinky and you feel great and you can run around, you can make plays, you can run the ball, catch the ball, throw the ball still, and I'm a lefty, like it's but they just tell you can't be out there because the surgeons won't let you and all that stuff. That's when it really messes with your head.
So what are you doing off the field to stay in shape and like stay prepared?
I mean, I'm still doing everything in practice and practicing with the team just as normal. Just when it gets to the game, I'm not taking those reps. But then off the field, I'm doing all my work behind the scenes, in the weight room, extra work, doing all the stuff in the weight room as a team as well. I'm doing everything I would regularly, but then people don't know. People must think like, well, why is Vic not playing? Why is this? Why is that? Where is he? Is he not good enough? This and that. And not a lot of people know what really goes on,
Yeah.
Just control what you can control.
So how are you handling that, like off the field? Like, what do you do to stay strong mentally?
What do I do to stay strong mentally?
Yeah.
Try not to think about it too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're preparing for the game that week and you're gonna play and all that stuff, it's a different type of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But me, what I've been doing, even though I may not be out there on the field, I'm just doing everything I can to help the team throughout the week. You know, whether that be whatever I can do during the week in practice to help the team have the best chance to win that week. That's what I'm doing. So I'm just doing, at the end of the day, anything that will help lead to success for the UConn Huskies. That's how I'm trying to take this and go about it.
Let's transition to talking more about NIL, name, image, and likeness. What was your first NIL deal?
When I first heard about NIL, I didn't know too much about it, and I committed to UConn. And then, so my recruitment process was on and off and this and that. And I used to talk to Boston College back in high school. That was one of the schools I really wanted to go to during my recruitment process. I met Zay Flowers at the time, and then Zay Flowers is now in the Ravens, and he's just a hell of a ball player. And through knowing about Zay Flowers and seeing him on social media, I contacted his agency, LAA, and I got in with them. So Steven from LAA, he's been representing me since day one, and he actually helped me get my first NIL deal, which was I think it was with Topps Trading Cards. And that came in about, I think, after the bowl game.
Okay.
After our bowl game, and that was one of my biggest NIL deals as well.
Cool.
So that was
yeah.
That was nice.
And then you were one of the first D'Amelio Huskies athletes, and we took you to LA for the D'Amelio footwear launch party. Talk about that experience.
I've never flown by myself on a plane, so that was
Wait, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
That was kind of scary, but
I never knew that.
So I tell my parents that Mark is offering for me to go out to LA for this trip and all that stuff, and they're like, okay, this and that. One day I get picked up from my house. We go to the airport. Now I'm in the airport alone. I'm a little scared.
You found the gate though.
Yeah, I found where I had to go. I sat down on my phone. We fly to LA, and then I'm chilling for the first day. I go to Mark's office and stuff to see how everything works. And then the other athletes come in throughout the next couple of days. Donovan comes by, and then we have the D'Amelio footwear shoe event launch, and that was the best event I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah, like the people there, the atmosphere, the music, everything. Like the amount of success in that room too.
Yeah. Who'd you meet?
Michael Rubin was the biggest name I met. Marco Hall. We follow each other on social media now. I follow him and all that stuff. I love what he does. And then just obviously Charlie was there, Dixie was there, Dancing with the Stars. People were there. TikTok, everyone I watch on TikTok was there.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Very crazy. And we
went to Catch.
Yeah.
That was some good food.
Everything about that trip was amazing.
Yeah.
It's like Mark, the next day after it, me and Donovan want to go to the mall. We go to Mark's office. Mark's like, "What are you guys gonna do today?" Mark, we're just gonna go. We're thinking about going to the mall. It's like, all right, here you go. Throws us keys. I catch them. The Rolls Royce keys. I'm like, no. Diamond, you could drive that. And then Diamond drive, like me and Diamond driving the Rolls Royce in downtown LA. That was just everything.
Yeah.
Everything about that trip was amazing.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it.
Yeah. So I was watching, it was like 2 years ago, Donovan, was playing his games or whatever, and I'm watching them on TV. and they use this sound bit, and they'll say like, oh, well, yeah, this past summer, beginning of the summer, Donovan was driving around LA for a couple of months in a Rolls Royce, and then he decided he needed to like focus on basketball. I'm just like, bro, it was one day he drove a Rolls Royce, like relax. But people will say he like drove it. Yeah, people would say like they drove it for months or whatever. No, it's probably.
I didn't post nothing crazy.
No.
I posted on like Snapchat private
Yeah,
story.
no. I think Mark might have said it in one interview, but like people just kind of run with it. Yeah. But I do remember you guys got back from driving the Rolls Royce, and Donovan said he was driving, and you were like, Donovan, look at that car, look at that car. He's like, bro, you're in a Rolls Royce, relax.
No. We drove we drove to the mall, we went to the mall, we came back, and then we're like, hold on, that was too quick. Like
we have a Rolls Royce.
We're in LA right now in a Rolls Royce. Let's just drive around and see what's around.
Mm-hmm.
We drove up in the hills, and we're driving through those tight hills and all these crazy houses and all that stuff, and like a shiny blue, but it also like as you passed it, it's like metallic blue with like purple in it. Lambo Urus comes down next to us. Like that was beautiful. I mean, the Rolls Royce is beautiful, but like the Urus, the blacked out Urus with black rims and blue with the rims.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, Dom, yo, who is that? Who's in there?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's so fun. Was it fun having Donovan there in LA with you?
Yeah, that was nice. It was nice.
It was a fun time.
Very
we had
fun.
a good time. Then you left. What did you kind of take after that trip? Did that change anything for you?
Anything as in what?
I don't know, just your experience with NIL and all that.
I mean, not too much, but like I was very, very, very grateful for Mark doing that, and he didn't need to do any of that, and just very grateful for that experience. You know, that not a lot of people experience that type of stuff.
Yeah,
especially in the NIL world. Mark does it differently. Yeah,
I feel like you and Mark kind of have like a special connection, if you will. He, is always trying to help you out. How has it been kind of having him as part of your college experience with NIL?
It's been amazing, since day one. I met Mark. Me and Donovan, when Donovan was getting recruited by UConn, he invited me we went to a game together, and he's like a recruit at the time, and I'm just with him, and we were sitting courtside at a UConn game, and I think the whole family, Mark and the whole family was there across, and then we're like, let's go meet him. So after the game, we met him. And then ever since then, when I committed to UConn, Mark's always been involved and just started forming that relationship. So he's I see him as like, I see my dad in him. Like he's a CT guy. My dad's obviously a CT guy. Just both hardworking and down to earth guys.
Yeah. So what other NIL partnerships have you had, and how do you kind of learn from each one?
I've had a deal with Jefferson Fry. I've had a deal with Rosenberg with the Downex doing Invisalign. It's hard when you think about it. Another trading card company, little ones here and there. I know I'm missing a couple big ones, but I don't know I can't remember off the top of my head, but whatever. Like, just treat everyone with respect, no matter how much money you're getting or no matter what the deal consists of. But at the same time, like, at some point, you got to know your worth. You got to know your brand, like what your brand is and your evaluation, all that stuff. So don't say yes to everything, So that's what I've learned. And then when something, like, do the deals that you really want to do, like with the brands that you really want to work with. Don't chase money all the time. And if there's a brand that you do want to work with and you do feel like they're undervaluing you, evaluating you, just express that way and with respect. 9 times out of 10, they'll respect you back. That it's worked for me and it works for others as well. So just at the end of the day, just respect everyone. Don't disrespect anyone, and don't chase money.
Yeah. So you recently did a deal with your car situation. And I feel like there's a lot of athletes that will come to me and say they want to do a deal with a car company. What's your
I could talk about that a little bit, but at the same time, though, like that wasn't a full NIL deal. Like, just to clarify, like that NIL's helped me get that car, and Blasius of Bristol, in Bristol, Connecticut. I talked to the owner and stuff with my dad. I didn't have no agent or anyone talk to him for me. You know, me and my dad just talked to him, and he was a down to earth guy, and he knows I'm from Bristol as well. He said he gave us the best deal on the car that he could because I'm a kid from Bristol. There was nothing like those other type of deals where you free lease or
but
this and that.
It is still NIL, right? Like it's just like building relationships and connections, and you wouldn't have been able to do that before NIL was a thing. And I think that's like a cool perspective because not everyone sees that though. You know what I mean? Like people are like, oh, like Victor got this car for free, but like that's not gonna happen. Like that happens to just a couple of people, but you still, you know, are like down to earth and are, you know, working with your local connections and things like that. So it's still still sick. So congrats. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So what are your dream NIL partnerships?
Dream.
Dream. You've sent me a list, so I know you know.
Yeah, but off the top of my head, do you remember?
StockX.
That's a big one. It's all like the big companies, you know, like Dream though, off the top of my head, you know, like a Muscle Milk fits my type of brand. Big companies like Nike, like that would be amazing. Chipotle is nice, you know. It's all the big brands that I use, eat, do every day. You know?
Yeah, that you genuinely like.
Yes.
Yeah. You have a good amount of followers on social media. How many do you have on TikTok?
Haven't been posting too much, so it's been going down, but like 72, I think.
Yeah. So kind of talk about that. Like, what do you enjoy posting on social media?
Dance. No, I'm kidding. I like posting stuff that just resonates with me, but also with the sport that I love, but also that people can see me playing at the level I'm playing at and just look at me as like a role model or inspiration, motivation, this and that. They can open their phone up. At the end of the day, like I want to be a role model for the youth, especially out of Bristol, Connecticut, and then all across the country as well. But Connecticut holds a deep spot in my heart, and just making an impact on the youth. Because when I was younger, I look up to a lot of people growing up, and one of my biggest role models, one of my biggest role models was Aaron Hernandez growing up. You know, he's from Bristol as well. And just growing up, seeing his journey, coming from Bristol Central, the same high school I came from, going to Florida, going to the NFL. I remember sitting down crisscross applesauce at Southside Elementary School, and the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl, and his mom's the secretary of our school at the time, and we're looking up at the big screen. He's just telling us to chase your dreams, respect your elders, do good in school, and this and that. And like I still remember that vividly, like it was yesterday. So like stuff like that. So like when someone younger looks at me, I want the stuff I do and I say to sit with them the same way that type of stuff sat with me.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the D'Amelio Huskies podcast. I hope you enjoyed hearing from our guests and how NIL is transforming the lives of student athletes. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends, and make sure you're following us on all social media platforms at D'Amelio Huskies. Until next time, keep supporting these incredible student athletes and their stories. Check out D'AmelioHuskies.com and find ways to support.